All right. Welcome, my bows and bow ties, to another episode with me. I am the Black Opinionated woman, also known as a bow. So, all right. I wanted to go live yesterday. I really couldn't do much because I was on the struggle bus with the allergies. I didn't even think I have a little thing that I can actually that make it go across. Let me see. Do I have a thing? There it is. So excited. So yes, I was on the struggle bus yesterday with the bad allergies. And I had to go to the pharmacist and they were like, you need to stop taking the one that you're taking and take this one for a variety of reasons. Grab that over there, sweetie, and then stay over there, okay? So look, if you're new to my channel, I'll talk about three things: Black women, Black culture, and anything related to middle age. Okay. That could be about body stuff, parenting, career, friendships, because all those things change. All right. So those are things I talk about. But today I want to talk about where is my little situation. Starting a YouTube channel is a trip. I should have put quotations around trip. So let me bring up my thumbnail. So many of you, this is what you should have selected when you came into my channel, but StreamYard was being extremely shady. It would not let me upload my thumbnail. So I'm going to have to do it on the back end. It's just a tacky situation. But all right, so that is the thumbnail. All right, so we're going to talk about this for a second. You see, I've got myself on there because I'm into myself. There's going to be various stages. Now, let me just say this. You've heard me say multiple times that we need more people out here creating some other content. We need other content besides how to put on a ton of makeup, how to do hair, and talking about, Black men, Black women, how we just can't stand each other. We need to talk about something else, okay? But I want to talk about the stages for a second. I want to talk about the stages and I want to talk about the things you can do. And I want to talk about my proudest moment so far. First of all, let's take a look at this for a second. I'm going to bring this up really quickly. How do I make this bigger? That first one on the bottom, I'm like, mouth is all open. I'm just straight kicking it. I'm just happy, right? That was when I first created my channel. I was like, I did it. I all the way did it. I created a YouTube channel. And let me tell you something. It was like the scariest moment. Now, there's history behind why I created this YouTube channel, okay? But that was what happened when I first created it. I was super excited because I had to get over my own insecurities and fears. Now, for those of you who know me, you know I actually started out the previous year with a podcast. I could get on a podcast. I had to figure out how to podcast. I didn't have professional equipment or anything like that, but it allowed me the opportunity to not be on camera. And it allowed me to gain my level of security of just speaking to the masses, right? I didn't have much of a following in the beginning, but it gave me that opportunity to express myself. But then the next stage was, I was like, say what now? This is when I started creating videos. So I'm going to see if I can play one of my first videos. You're going to be like, what just happened? I'm going to bring that up. It should be up. Okay. You guys are going to probably hee haw at this one. Can you see it? Look at this video. That's a professional. Now let's watch this for a second. Watch this for a second. This was my second stage of like, what? This is super hard. Now let's play this for a second. All right. Welcome, guys, back to another episode with me, the Black Opinionated woman, also known as a bow. So, yeah, I'm going to talk about the talk. What is the talk, right? I've referenced it in other videos before, but many of you don't really know what the talk is. This is one of my first. But before I get into that, I just have to do a little bit of house cleaning, So fast forward past that. I find you to be entertaining or not. Oftentimes, maybe. So, in order for them to see me, I need you to see this video. I'm still talking about why you subscribe, and I didn't even have any so they need to see it. Okay, let's get to it. Here we go. What exactly is the talk? The talk
Oh, okay, before I even get into the topic, you're probably wondering what is going on with the hat situation. So, yeah, we're dealing with this kind of like hurricane.
Okay, so I think you guys get the point, right? So basically, I spent all this time telling people in the beginning to subscribe and like and all sort of stuff, and I didn't even have an audience. Then I was like, do it the right way, please. So then I was like, all right, so now let me tell you what the talk is. And I don't tell you right away. I went into some other stuff. So let me go back to this thumbnail for a second because, I wanted to bring this up for a reason. When I was telling people they need to start putting out content, right? And we do need the content. But what I didn't tell people was, no, it's okay. I told him you can have some. He's filled up his water bottle. So one of the things I didn't tell people was there are various stages in this process of learning how to be on YouTube. And let me just say for the record, I still don't even have it fully figured out. But let me put this like this for a second. I don't have it fully figured out. So that video you saw was one of my first videos. I mean, and I look back on it, I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, the talk, crickets. What is the talk? I'm like, well, anyway, so subscribe to my channel because I'm told that I got to tell people to subscribe, right? I was like all the way down. Anyway, so I want to talk about why this still is a trip. So, like that first picture of me, I was like, I did it. The second one, I was like, what? This is harder than I thought. So when I say it's hard, it's not hard to create the video, but they always say you start out, you put the video, and then you go back and you look at yourself and you're like, you're thinking you're speaking directly to people, that you're speaking clearly, and you're like, I sound like an idiot. But you got to start where you are, right? So then the third stage I got to was I was like second guessing myself, like, I don't think this is for me. Maybe I should just stay on a podcast. This is the thing. You you don't get better unless you do the work to get better, right? Now look, I'm not even a big YouTuber. I don't really have a huge following. And so for the people who actually watch this video, I actually appreciate the fact that you're taking the time to spend some time with me. But anyway, at that third stage, that's the one I have highlighted with the glow around me. I'm like, so that was the stage where I really was starting to second guess, did I make the right decision? Because this is really tough. There are people out here with like all this unlimited time and the equipment and a staff. And in my mind, I was experiencing it's like imposter syndrome. Okay. I was like, I'm just a regular person. I'm just a mom. Um, yeah. That was that third stage. I was like, I just played myself. But the interesting thing was at the fourth stage, that's the next one where I'm a little happier. Things took shape because that's when I was like, I don't give an F. Like, I was like, I'm doing me. I'm doing it because I want to. I'm doing it because we need to put some alternative content out there. That was that one. And then the last stage is me, but well, I'm just into myself. So that's where I'm happy because I'm like, I'm going for what it is I want to do. Okay. And that doesn't mean I've got to figure it out. This channel may evolve again. There are certain things I like to talk about, but there's certain things that people don't like to click on. Okay. And much of the culture really just wants to hear a lot of salacious stuff, gossip news, and stuff like that. And there are channels that are good at it. I've even watched some of these channels. Okay. But that's not my thing. So, one of the things I wanted to say, so those are my 5 stages. Let's bring them back up again. Let's get our hee haws at my expense. Okay. So look, bring me back into a bigger picture. Let me just say this. This is the advice I would recommend to people who are middle aged, Black women who don't want to talk about hair, nails, makeup, beauty, and why the Black man has done them wrong. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot to talk about, but I feel like we need to talk about some other things. This is the thing. This is what I would suggest to anyone. Just hit record. You will actually just get better just because you're just doing it over and over and over again. You will learn to use different software. As you can see, I'm no longer just recording from my iPhone and then upload, or recording from my iPad and then uploading it. I actually like using GarageBand when I'm doing a regular video, but most of the time I just stream it because I don't have to do a whole lot of alterations to the video. I'm not doing a whole lot of graphics or anything like that. I'm just speaking. I'll have my thumbnail. I may or may not put something on the screen, but other than that, I can just do this and just get on the road. Um, Hit record. Number 2, be brave. You just got to be brave. 3, at some point you're gonna get to a point you're gonna say like, "F it, I just need to do it and not worry about it." Stop it. Use that. Use that. Please stop. Thank you. So you just get to the point you're just gonna do what you need to do, right? You're like, "F it. Who cares?" Right? At first, I felt like I was gonna get all this judgment, and I probably did. But at some point, you gotta have a strong constitution about yourself, and you're not gonna always get it right. Okay? I have to get on camera all the time. Hey, make sure you. Okay, thank you. So I get on camera all the time. And to be honest, I don't really do that great of a job, but I'm here. 4, I would just say be basic, meaning you're going to start where you are. I would not go out and buy all this crap you don't know how to use until you figure out what your style is. If you're somebody who just likes filming outside or whatever, maybe you need a GoPro. If you're going to be like me, where I have very limited time, so I tend to set up right in the morning before I just got to get my kids on the bus or whatever, well, then maybe really all you need is just your computer or access to StreamYard or something like that. Whatever it is. But I started where I started. I started with my phone, I started with my iPad, and I was just airdropping it to myself on my computer and then manipulating it in GarageBand because I didn't know what I was doing. But I taught myself. All right, next. You cannot worry about these big channels out here because at first I was comparing myself to everybody. I'm like, man, I all the way suck balls. I was listening to this guy called Sean Cannell, and he was talking about don't compare your start or your middle to, or your start to somebody else's middle. They've got like 2,000 hours ahead of you or whatever it is, right? And I was like, yeah, I was feeling hyped about that, all the way feeling hyped because I realized that there are people who just have way more time spent doing this. There are people who are also in a niche that's more popular. There are people who have more disposable time and income or whatever, just go buy a bunch of equipment or whatever. And I mean, I do okay, but the fact of the matter is, I have real life limitations on me. I don't get to be on this all the time. Right. So I got to the point where I stopped comparing myself to other people. I'm like, this is what I'm doing. This is my channel. It is what it is. This is what I'm going to try to talk to people, try to talk to them about things that they want to hear, as long as it doesn't go against what I believe. Right. Because sometimes I don't care about the gossip stuff. I just don't have the cycles. I don't have those cycles. And then the last thing I want to say before I'll tell you about my proudest moments were I had to learn that there are other people who are like me. There's somebody who wants to hear what I have to say. And I may not be in a large niche. I also haven't figured out how to reach everybody, but I'm okay because the fact of the matter is, in about 2 minutes, I have to get off of this and I have to get my kids to the bus stop and then I got to go to work. So I know that I do the research when I can and I will get better as I get better. And my timeline is going to be different than other people. All right. Now, I say all this is because I still want people to create alternative content. There are people out there, there's only one you out there that can speak to whatever it is that you're going to speak to. There's only one you that can put that spin on whatever you're doing. Right. So the way I look at it is I may learn from somebody else coming after me. There are people who are way more creative than me and have way bigger personalities. And I can learn from some other people, but I think we have to put out more content. Just know your road is going to look like the one I put up there. It's going to be shady and all the way ragged. So let me just tell you my proudest moments before I hop off of this here, because most of my stuff is on. Did you make my strawberries? You didn't make me any strawberries? See, my daughter was supposed to hook me up with some strawberries, and her little greedy, little tiny, little skinny, little body decided to eat almost all the strawberries, and her twin brothers got the rest of them. See how they do me? All right. My proudest moment. I have 2 of them. Are you ready? It's not what you expect. My proudest moments when I got trolled. I was like, oh, somebody out there trolled me. And number 2, they told me that they hated me. I was like, I'm a YouTuber now. Somebody said they hated me. And I don't know why I thought it was so funny because I was like, oh, all right. That was it. But to me, it was the funniest thing. Oh, I should have snapped that comment and posted it here. Someone had the audacity to like, oh, I know what it was. It was that movie, the one I said, Turning Red, the Turning Red movie. I didn't like it for a variety of reasons. And somebody was like, if you don't like this movie, I don't even remember what they said, but somehow it was something like, and I hate you. And I was like, oh, I got trolled and somebody's mad at me. So anyway, I was really excited that there was somebody out there in this YouTuberverse who was like, I hate you. So anyway, I was actually kind of proud of that because that meant I had touched somebody, good or bad. Well, not touch, because I don't know how people feel about things like that. All right, so let me get off of this. It's 7:40. I need to like get out of here in the next few minutes. So I still got to find some fruit, being that my daughter did not make me any strawberries this morning. She didn't clean any for me. So I got to go get one of those apples. No, you ate them all too. My son thinks he's funny. He's trolling me off to the side. He says, one strawberry for me. This is how my kids do me. All right. Y'all suck. So I'm trying not to pay attention. Can y'all let me finish this, please? They're getting their hee haws off to the side. Like, I think they treat me so bad. Anyway, so look. Um, I lost my train of thought. Oh, all right. So look, let's go ahead and hit that up here. Now y'all know what I'm gonna say. If you enjoyed this was not my normal content, but if you enjoyed this, go ahead and subscribe because you like me. That's it. Like it. Send it to somebody. All right. That's it. I just wanted to make this. I didn't get a chance to do it yesterday. I'm feeling a little bit better. So, all right, let me find my little outro here. Where's my outro? What's going on today? I'm having a hard time getting up out of here. All right. Bye, guys.